in the world's #1 track chaser. So, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it for a long time, and just to give the people some explanation about what track chasing is, it's the idea of going around to as many racetracks as you possibly can and seeing racing on different configurations. In track chasing, we count racing on ovals, figure eights, and road courses. I was actually down to the Kentucky Motor Speedway here a few years ago, saw racing on the figure eight track and the big oval, but came back tonight, all the way from California by the way, to see racing where the scrappers did it on kind of the smaller oval. That's a different configuration, counts as a separate track for us.
Now, you kind of remind me of you know, a certain movie, like I'm sitting on a bench and talking to people about all I've done, you know? And were you sitting at home one day and thinking, I'm just going to go visit every racetrack I can?
Well, I don't know. I started out as a kid watching racing, and then in business we'd have meetings, and I'd stay over after the meeting and watch a different track in some place a long way from where I live. It got into be kind of a hobby of mine. It's somewhat competitive. There are other people who do this. We have rules and regulations as to what counts. Tonight is my 2,446 different racetrack, and I've seen those races in 80 different countries.
Wow, and how many will you see in a year's time?
For the past 15 years, I've been averaging about 125 tracks a year. And for the most part, the way the hobby works is if you see a track, you don't go back to that track necessarily the next time. You go to some track that you haven't seen before. So it's sort of like a collecting hobby. If you ever collected stamps or golf balls or whatever it is, it's that kind of thing.
I guess you got a program, you got souvenirs from each racetrack. And now, do you have family members who are going to carry this on for you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, my wife was here tonight. On Friday night, we were up in Wisconsin, and she saw her 600th lifetime track. Last night, we were in where were we? West Plains, Missouri. Saw a race down there. Tonight, she'd never been to the Kentucky Motor Speedway before, so she's already added the big oval and the smaller oval. We were looking forward to doing the figure eight, but it kind of sounds like maybe you're not going to do that unless you run a special race.
Well, you know, the scrappers pretty well do that just in their own driving. Maybe we could get you in a scrapper car. Would you like to ride in one of the scrapper cars?
After I saw those two guys bumping each other around, maybe not. But I'll tell you this, I have raced on ice in the wintertime on frozen lakes, and that's a lot of fun.
All right, well, sit back, relax, enjoy some good racing, and on behalf of everyone here, we welcome you and want you to come back.
I appreciate you talking to me about track chasing. It's nice to be in Kentucky.
All right, there you go. Randy Lewis is I'd envy you. You've probably had the world's best popcorn and the world's worst popcorn, but you're going to get some good here. We're good to see you.
Probably have. Yeah, thanks a lot again. I appreciate it.
All right, track chaser Randy Lewis, and wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming by.
Good to see you guys. Yep.
Yep. Hope you enjoy the show. Wish it was on one of our bigger nights.
This is okay. You know, this is how track chasing is. You see it on all kinds of nights, and we're just happy to be here.
Yep. This is just a regular show.